over to you. You all, again, as site have been very aggressive in rolling out these various capabilities and undoubtedly had to start, building out the zero trust architecture. Lots of different pieces of this. It was cited five different elements. Give us if you want to highlight one piece of the program that you'd like to highlight, and just tell us about what's going on with that, maybe even sort of what you've discovered there, what's working, what maybe is not working.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's funny, we started doing zero trust before we realized we were doing zero trust, primarily driven by need, and just realization that the way the cloud operates, I don't see cloud as more secure or less secure than prem. It's just different, and understanding the differences was critical for us. Fortunately for me, well, sort of fortunately, we had a number of incidents and close calls that brought home the message that we needed to change the way we do stuff. Automation, I think, was the first thing that really hit home, especially with cloud technologies. The realization that the scale, scope, and speed at which cloud operates was well beyond our resource limitation, well beyond our resources. It just wasn't something we were capable of doing. The idea of watching screens for alerts had to go. So we had started investing, bit by bit, kind of taking an agile approach, where you start small, you sort of fail forward, you expect failure, you learn from failure, and you keep going. And maybe you only do a little tiny thing here and a little tiny thing there, but all those things add up over time. Automation was one of the key pieces that we started into, primarily because of cloud, but it became obvious to us very quickly that it was going to be critical to identity as well. USCIS established the Center of Excellence for it for DHS and has helped really drive the security automation piece home. I think my SOC now, because we track the automations and we use the labor hours of those automations that would have normally cost us had we not had the automation in place. I think we're doing about $20 million a year in savings right now in automation. And it's just continually to grow. So I think for me and for USCIS in general, automation was critical, and not just in the SOC, it had to be expanded. And so right now we're in the process of automating larger segments of the security program itself. The FISMA controls and alignment there, even documentation. We've finally started doing that part of it. I'm done having people write Word documents and submitting them over and over and over again. So automating those portions and parts of the security program are also just as critical, because you need to free up those resources to focus on the things you don't know about, and focus on those unknown threats as opposed to the knowns.